Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am focusing all my videos today on the rental market. Why? Because the rental market, in my opinion, is incredibly important to the housing market. A lot of people that are renting right now are looking to buy their first house. And it is hard right now. Why? Why is it so hard? It is hard because rent is like through the roof. Okay, rent is at an all-time high, literally. And guess what else is at an all-time high? Home prices. Home prices are all-time high and rent is at an all-time high. And the wheels are about to come off, okay? What does that mean if you're a renter right now? What that means is, guys, please, I'm gonna give you some advice, okay? Number one advice I could give you is you need to save your money, okay? You need to save. You need to be able to put down 20% down when you want to buy a house. And if you're looking at the house prices now, they are going to come down. But regardless, you need to save up like between at the low end, like super low end, depending on where you live, you want to save anywhere from like I want to say $50,000 to $150,000. Okay, that will literally like cover like a lot. But to be in the sweet spot, to buy something nice in a nice neighborhood, in a nice district, I would say as in general across the whole United States, right? And it's a huge blanket because, you know, we're putting Mobile, Alabama and San Francisco in the same area. Okay, take out San Francisco out of this equation. Obviously, San Francisco is ridiculously expensive. But as a whole, like if you think about the whole United States, if you could save up anywhere from $80,000 to $120,000, I think you're gonna have a lot of options for something really nice. Now, how hard is it to save up that kind of money? It's incredibly hard, but I believe that you can do it because people do it all the time. Now, that's part one. Part two is having a W-2 job. Very important. Why? Because you're gonna be able to get the best rates possible. Best is if you've had the job for at least 2 years, it's gonna make the process a lot easier. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're a private contractor, you can't get a loan. It doesn't mean that. But private contractors are going to have to pay a higher interest rate because it's not as secure as a W-2 job, at least in the eyes of the banks. Now, so basically 20% down and W-2 job. Now, with the 20% down, it doesn't mean that you can't put anything less than 20% down, but if you put less than 20% down, the banks are gonna stick it to you with PMI insurance. PMI insurance is basically, you know, like I said, is an insurance to protect the bank because they did not get the full 20% down for them lending you the house. That's the way that protects the bank, and it basically sticks it to the home buyer. It could be like anywhere from $100 to $300-400 extra a month going to that. I mean, that's literally an extra car payment, that's groceries, but now you got to pay the stupid insurance. So it's important to have at least 20% down. Young people are in a bad situation. Why? Because basically, you know, their parents who can help them a lot buy a house by giving them money, they're still young and they're not gonna, you know, they usually when you're like in your 40s and 50s and you have older parents that pass away, you know, you can sell the houses where they lived, and then the money generated from the sale goes to the siblings, right, the kids. And you know, you imagine your parents live in a house and wherever for like the last 40 years, and suddenly there's $300,000-400,000 of equity there, and then you guys sell the house, and then all the kids, you know, if you got 2-3 brothers or sisters, whatever, you all get you know, $150,000, boom, you use that as your down payment. But here's the problem: young people don't have that, because young people, their parents are like 50, 60 years old, and they're not gonna necessarily give you $120,000. So they might give you $10,000, you know, but you're still gonna need to save the majority of it yourself. So that is your homework. If you're renting and you wanna, you know, fulfill the American dream, and which is to own a house, is a highly competitive right now. But I promise you guys, things are changing. Things are changing. The prices are coming down. So if we look at these charts, annual change of medium to rent, look at this. Since 2019, okay, we have gone, look, on 2021, rents went up 17%, and so far this year, they've gone up 6%. They've gone up so much. The only time they went down was a little bit on 2020 during the pandemic, but in general, they have gone up through the roof. There's also been like, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. In the 7 months of this year, the national rent index has increased by 6.7%, well below last year's 12% increase over the same time. However, this year's pace is also still notably faster than those prior to 2021. You see, it's becoming unsustainable. We might be seeing in 2022 already kind of like the top of the rental market, and I believe as prices start coming down, we're gonna see rent start coming down as well. That's just something to look at. If we had a supply issue in 2021, which this is, look at this, the national list of vacancy, right? 2021, it dropped all this much. And if you go back, you could see why the prices went up so much. Because with low supply, basically you have higher demand and it makes prices shoot up. Now it looks like things are kind of stabilizing. So there's more vacancies, but we need more vacancies available to bring down the price. Here is how much the change in rent. 2021 just was a hot market, man, hot market, but you could see it's already starting to cool off, right? So it tells you great information. Now I do have a link of this article down below if you kind of want to jump in a little bit and read more about it. I love this chart. Check this out. This kind of shows you how much the rent has gone in different cities, has gone up in different cities. So you want to just go in here and check out your city and see how that has changed. But I could tell you that any places that we have seen a high increase has also seen a high increase in home sales prices. So we're most likely going to see a correction here, right? If you jump into recession risk, now this is home prices that have gone up a lot, and now basically the red areas has shown that we saw some of the biggest increases in home prices. And now what we're seeing is that now they're also the most susceptible to a downturn, right? So if you live in any of these areas, red areas, you're going to see a downturn in home prices. And any blue areas, unfortunately, they're in somewhat less desirable areas, and that's why they did not go up as much, but they're also not gonna crash as much either. You could see that definitely on the northeast, there it has stabilized, and in the south it went up. Why? Because south has better weather and it's more desirable, and there's a lot more lately there's been a lot more job growth in these areas down here. So just something to think about, Now I want to go ahead and finish this video. I want to just say a huge thank you for everyone who's been supporting my channel, has been leaving likes, leaving comments. I think it's awesome. Thank you so much. I truly believe that buying a house is one of the best investments that you can do for yourself and for your family. I believe that it builds generational wealth. This is wealth that you could pass down, that people in your family can then take it and then even grow it even more and basically turn it into an empire. That's what we're looking at right now, is building an empire, building wealth, and passing down wealth and having your whole family grow. And a house will do that. A house will do that because a house is very secure, and it only goes up in price. And as cities grow, right? So if you live like in a suburb right now, you don't live by the city center. Well, okay, go back 100 years ago and go to like a city center where it was more affordable. Now look at how much prices have gone up in that city center from 100 years ago to today. So something similar is going to happen to the suburbs. As cities become bigger and they expand, right? What you're gonna start to see is that the suburbs that you live in now are gonna become more and more desirable in the future. They're gonna become basically the city centers. So if you go, for example, to the LA area, Los Angeles area, and you're driving around and you've never been there, one of the first things you're gonna notice is that you're gonna see multiple downtowns. And you're gonna ask yourself, is that downtown LA? Is that downtown LA? And the answer is like, no, that's not. That's downtown Hollywood. That's downtown Westwood. That's downtown Long Beach, right? All these little cities eventually became their own downtowns, right? And that's what's gonna basically happen to suburbs in the future. You're gonna notice as the cities grow, that strip mall that was just a simple strip mall is probably gonna get torn down, and they're gonna build something bigger, taller. Maybe it'll be a double layer strip mall or some office buildings, but basically, that's how it moves, right? That's how it moves. Back in the days, there was houses in Manhattan, right? Manhattan had houses, right? Now those houses are long gone, and now there's huge buildings, right? And that's what's going to happen basically across the United States. That's why I'm saying that it's generational wealth. Because just imagine if your great grandparent owned a house in Manhattan, and they never sold, and you have this tiny house from like the 1900s, like early 1900s in New York City. You would basically be a gazillionaire right now, right? Like you could sell it for whatever you want. And that's what I'm talking about, is that the price just goes up, and it's incredible success stories if you buy in the right place at the right price. So that's what I'm here to do, is to try to inform you so you guys can make the best decision when you do want to buy a house or sell a house, or buy extra properties to grow your wealth. I'm gonna try to bring you the latest news so you're more informed at the end of the day. So you're just more informed. Now, I wanna say thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys do like these videos, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.